Welcome, Pisces Aries, to your beginning of the month reading for March. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, this is for the 8th through the 17th. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you. Best message for the 8th through the 17th. Straight into that St. Patrick's Day. What's going on? Best message. Okay, card coming out is the Lovers. Nice. Staying passionate and sticking with what your heart desires, no matter what the situation is. And it feels like your heart is very open at this time, and making sure that you do keep that compassion and passion going within you. Okay, could be dealing also with a Gemini. Doesn't have to be, but it's definitely talking about keeping your heart open. Okay. And clarifying on the Lovers. Good time for love. Let's put it that way. So if you're looking for that romantic partner, or to actually fix a romantic relationship, now is the time to start opening up with some compassion, success, and growth. Look at that coming out with 8. Manifesting that love, manifesting on the things that you want to move forward with in a positive light, in a positive way. Staying focused on your heart. Success is at hand and may happen quickly. Okay, your past efforts are being rewarded. This is the time of new flourishing relationships and successful resolutions of conflicts and struggle. So anything that you had been looking towards in the past, maybe you were having struggles finding love, maybe you're having struggles with a loved one, take it how it resonates, but now is the time for this to get moving and really watching the rewards come through. As you can see, old ways of thinking and the way things were ending, there is now time for manifestation in things and great ideas to be seeded so that they can pop up. So that way you can get those rewards and watch your love grow in the areas of what you're looking for. So even if you had some past, relationship that wasn't feeling very rewarding, or you can't find someone that's rewarding for you, now is the time to really manifest and open up your heart to find that. Wow. Okay. The love, you could say the love gates are open. Wow. So at the beginning of the month, you have the love floodgates are opening up. So who knows who's coming towards you? Maybe you have a Gemini coming towards you. Whether it's a past love or renewing a love that you already have right now. Maybe it's been a little cold, or maybe just a brand new person. We'll see. Let's see what's going on. Getting straight into the situation. The situation's taking place in the present, the recent past, and the near future. Ooh, the King of Cups looks to be upside down. You could have been dealing with a Pisces. You might feel like they're a little cold and a little distant at this time. Maybe you want to get this going. Maybe you have your heart set on them. Maybe you feel like maybe you've even miscalculated this person, or maybe you feel like they're miscalculating you. Hey, stop saying I'm this, I'm that, In the recent past, there's that Gemini coming out with the Queen of Swords. And the relationship is upside down. The commitment is in reverse, saying, I don't know how the commitment's going to go. It feels like there could have been a lot of lost faith within the commitment, and the commitment is not as strong as you want it to be. We will see how that's going. With the Queen of Swords over here, it's kind of like, I see the truth. I'm cutting through all of everything, and I'm taking the high road. So it does feel like there is definitely this power within. This is, I am on the high road, and I know the truth about the situation, and I'm cutting through anything that does not suit me. King of Pentacles. Ooh, standing your ground. Ooh. There's a lot of self-assuredness that's going on with you in the recent past, and you're very self-assured about where your commitments are and what kind of communication you want. And it does feel like you were very self-assured when you made this communication. You didn't see any victory within this situation, and you did a lot of standing your ground, blocking your heart. Yeah, now you need to get rid of the blockages from the heart and allow the compassion and the heart to come back through. You don't need to be blockaded anymore. So any barriers that you had put on your heart to defend that heart, you can now kind of release it a little bit. It is time for the success and growth within a relationship. With the King of Cups upside down, there could be still, like I said, this kind of emotional setback. It could even be miscalculations about a certain person or a certain situation with a person, or with just anybody. Maybe just whether or not it's how much of my heart should I let open. I will tell you one thing we do learn in spiritual readings: no matter what, make sure your heart is open so you can have the manifestation coming through. Because if you're too blocked, you blocks that chakra. Your chakras have to be open, right? So you want to allow the manifestation, you allow the blessing to come through. But definitely, I will tell you one thing: make sure, right, that you have boundaries. Boundaries and barriers are different. Barriers means I'm not opening my heart for nothing. I don't want love. I don't care. And boundaries mean I'm opening up my heart, but I'm setting boundaries, right? Meaning I'm not going to let you walk on me. I'm not your doormat. And that's very important. So taking down the barriers is what you know, because you're so barricaded. So it's saying let those down, but make sure that you still have boundaries. Everybody needs boundaries, right? Because we're not someone's doormat. I'm not your ATM machine. I'm not this. I'm not that, right? I'm not going to walk on me, right? And getting ready to travel. So I just feel like where your emotional barriers were and the way that you're seeing things from an emotional point of view, from that heart side with the cups over here, it does feel like you are going to take this risk. Right now is a great time to take that risk. If you were ready, waiting for that green light of, is it time? Is it not? Now it's the green light. It is time to take that risk in love. It is time to adventure outward, do some dating, get back to trying to communicate with this person, or however it is for you, my friends. Everybody's story is a little bit different. Because it does feel like there's some healing that's been going on within you. You do have the healing. You have been seeing things from a different point of view. Okay, so you can see the generosity and the compassion. You're feeling very creative within the lovers over here. And you're very truthful with yourself about how you're going to do things. And with the Five of Cups upside down, it's just that reassurance of saying, yes, I'm not your doormat. I know how to take care of myself. I know what I'm going to allow and what I'm not going to allow. And this is because you're very strong-willed. You have a different kind of strong will going on, right? So you understand that, you know what? It's not all hopeless. It's not all helpless. Live in love and lose sometimes, right? But it's okay because it's saying, yeah, I took the back seat to love, right? But you're focused on bettering yourself for starting a new partnership. And that's what's so wonderful, is saying, okay, but I'm not going to allow anyone to just throw me in the back seat anymore. I'm going to have this success and growth and know how to walk away when things start getting a little crazy, right? So you don't want to get stuck in a rut. Absolutely. Because the Chariot is coming in for you for your manifestation. So as you're manifesting, you will see this new direction in love start coming towards you. This person starting to open up to you or running into Mr. or Mrs. Right for, whether it's for life or life partnership or for the time being or however it is, right? It's always a little different, but they're going to come in at the right time. And yes, the Wheel of Fortune is open. Like I said, it's like the Lion's Gate of Love is open for you, right? Because you have the Wheel of Fortune saying there's a huge change coming though. So if you are dealing with a water sign or any of these signs, it's saying it's okay, because if it's an old person, they've kind of changed as well. They've had success and growth, and you've had success and growth as well. So this would be the perfect timing for you and an ex to get back together, talk things out, take the leap of faith, do new things. Maybe you figured out some things about each other, which can actually bring you back together or fix a relationship you're already in. If you're married, it will just bring that communion closer. Wow, right? So now we can really start focusing on what's really important, which is our love, or finding that new love, right? Finding someone who's good for me, because you do have the imprints coming in. So there's going to be a lot of compassion, a lot of nurturing, a lot of abundance and prosperity coming through. The imprint shows that there's this loving spirit and this loving energy going not only through you, but whoever is coming toward you, which could definitely be a Cancer or a Taurus or a Libra. And I also said Gemini, which that wouldn't surprise me. So with this imprints over here, you're going to find this person wants to be more nurturing. You know, no matter who this person is, if it's somebody you know already, they're more nurturing. They're actually opening themselves up. And you know, you have the Jupiter with the Pisces trine going on right now, which is bringing in that love, which is bringing in that, you know, that specific kind of love. Trine is really what it is, because they're trining together. And it's making people's emotions and certain signs more emotional than others as well. And for you, it's like the nurturing. It's like you guys are both feeling the nurturing, and it's just going to, can I like say, like interlock together, right? Because you're going to feel that, and it's a truthfulness. That's, you know, that's what you really want, is someone who's truthful. I want you to be true and show me your true emotions, and they're going to open up. So not only is this floodgate open up in love, they're opening up. They're showing their true side, their true emotions. You can't tell me they're not true emotions when you have the imprints. She's totally love, right? She wants to nurture the situation. She is a protector. They're going to show this, not only this love of who they truly are, but how they want to protect it as well. And so you could feel maybe that they're even kind of in a protection mode in their own way as well, with their own kind of barriers, which is good, because everybody needs that, because they don't want to be stepped on either, right? So, and I think when that's expressed, it's going to be so healthy, and it is going to be healthy, because you see the health sign right here. It's going to be so healthy that it's going to be one of those things where you're going to say, wow, now we're definitely on the right page. Now you're showing me who you truly are, because I'm sick of you being upside down. I'm sick of you hiding. I'm sick of you doing this and that. And maybe maybe you had your own little tics and things too, and they're telling you the same thing, and they're saying, okay, well, I don't like it when you do this either. And you're saying, that's fine. You know what? At least we're on common ground, right, of what we truly want, because in the end, all we want is love, compassion, nurturing. And that's a big thing, my friends, right? So definitely seeing the directions that you're going in through an intuitive place is going to say, wow, well, that was spot on, right? That was awesome. And guys, you want to talk about hot and sexy? I'm going to talk to the men here for a second. Men, talk about hot and sexy. There ain't nothing that a woman finds more attractive than a man showing his true love, compassion, and opening his heart, because then we understand what you're thinking, right? So there's that. That's hot and sexy, right? And so definitely going to be feeling that. So if you really want to know how to really touch a woman's heart, open up a little bit. Let us know what you're thinking, right? From a true side, right? So because that's where we're really going to that's where the putty comes in, right? The putty turns to glue, and it's like, ooh, you're like putting in my hand, right? So, because then we're like, yeah, I know. It is. It's sappy for sure, but it's the truth. Because men never really tell us exactly how they feel. They say little things here and there. They say little things there over there, right? Especially if you're a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, I need you to open up a little bit more. We have no idea what the heck you're talking about. Okay, so yes, and this is going to open up all these doors and all these opportunities for you guys to get to know each other and find things that you have in common. See, and that's the thing, is you're moving in the direction you're going to start realizing through this kind of communication and this opening up of the heart and the mind and all the things that are going on. That's what true communication is, right? I'm not saying spill the beans on your skeletons in the closet and all your secret desires. That, I'm not talking about that. You keep that to yourself, right? Especially if it's a brand new date. Now, if you guys are married, that's different, right? You start getting to those fantasies and the deepest, darkest whatevers. But, you know, if it's new love, no, definitely don't do that. That comes for laters, right? If you make it that far, right? And that's for men and women. Don't tell them your deepest, darkest fantasies. And that's no one's business. It's like, we ain't that close. I'm sorry. Right? But it's going to be very rewarding, and they're going to actually see you. And it's going to give you a little limelight as well, right? Because it's going to put you on a pedestal and be like, wow, thank you for opening up, the nurturing and the love and telling me the kind of things that, you're looking for in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you're telling them these kind of things, and, it's going to make the relationship last longer. It's going to allow where it felt like there was no passion, it's going to definitely feel the passion. Because it just feels like you're saying, I haven't felt passion like this in a long time, or I've never felt anything like this before. I didn't even know this kind of passion exists. So definitely with this, you're saying, wow, you're literally going to put me on this pedestal. I've never felt anything like that before, or seen anything like that before. So it's definitely going to be a little bit different, and it's definitely going to turn right side up. But yeah, and it's definitely, Nine of Cups. It's giving self-satisfaction. And I do believe that it's going to give self-satisfaction and growth and success to both parties, right? It's going to give it not only to you, but to them as well, as you guys are connecting. So it's going to feel very rewarding and self-satisfying. That's it. Yeah, you just never had anybody give like this before. And it's because it feels like you've given a lot in the past and they don't give back, right? So it's always imbalance. So now you feel like, oh my God, it's so self-rewarding because, man, I was just giving and giving and giving, and they just always hold back. And now you feel like, whoa, look at that. Now I feel very good, very joyous, and, and I feel great. Because I actually feel like I'm getting in return. If that could, that's another thing. How much can we give? And they just like push back, right? It's like I tell you, I love you. Silence. I'm starting to have deep feelings for you. Silence. I think we should, get closer. Silence. Now you're not going to feel the silence. So with the commitment upside down and I wouldn't take it as there is no commitment. Okay, I wouldn't take it that way. All it's trying to tell me is that, hey, look. Okay? There could be some untraditional things going on. Okay? Not a big deal. Maybe you're this, maybe maybe you're Christian, maybe they're Catholic. Maybe you do witchcraft, maybe they're Catholic. Right? Not a big deal. If you don't find it's a big deal, then it is what it is. But it's incorporating more of the tradition within the lifestyle and really getting down to the spiritual blessings and how you're also interacting within your traditions. And it could be different. It's definitely different religious viewpoints. Okay. Because it's definitely dealing with how you institute your spiritual belief on them. Maybe you're telling them, I watch tarot, and they're like, whoa, okay, that's weird. Or maybe they'll tell you, good for you. That's great for you. Maybe it's not good for me. Or maybe they'll be like, that's cool. But that's still not for me. Because no matter what, it's still two different religious viewpoints. Doesn't mean that you still won't have things in common. It's just Spirit is saying, you know, what your spirituality is not their spirituality. So there could be a spiritual, I wouldn't even say debate, as there is traditional viewpoints. I don't know. We're going to see how that's going to work right now. It does feel like there could be a little confusion about viewpoints on spirituality. So, like, you know, you watch chakras or anything like that. Maybe they're not into that. Maybe they're atheist. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they have no, you know, view on spirituality at all. But it does feel like you're not giving up the ghost on the situation, or they're not giving up the ghost. It's not affecting either of you. It's more like that. I just need to kind of, you know, maybe you have to kind of keep it to yourself. I don't know. Are they going to be willing to learn? Let's see if they're going to be willing to learn. Well, they're listening. You're listening to what they have to say about it, and they're definitely listening to what you have to say about it. That's very interesting. You might even run into this person who doesn't even know what the hell you're talking about. Seriously. As they're looking out with the Three of Wands, they're like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. What is tarot? What is chakra? What are you talking about? What is metaphysics? I don't even know what you're talking about. Which wouldn't be, that's crazy, because that wouldn't be the first time I literally ran into somebody. I told them I was a tarot reader. They didn't even know what I was talking about. And he was like, and then of course when he found out, he used to always tell me, I play with my little cards. She plays with her little cards. And it was just the biggest joke ever, right? But it was crazy, because I've never heard of anybody not knowing, you know, what tarot is, or, you know, chakras I understand. You know, certain things I understand, but that just kind of blew me for a loop. And then once, you know, and then somebody said it was, oh, it's because she does magic. And he was like, her little magic cards were magic, you know. It's like the magic man with the magic hands. And I was like, whatever. But definitely that could be even coming up. The only reason I'm saying that is because he might even think you're doing magic. But he does feel, or she does feel interested in this. I don't know if this person even knows. If they do know, they just don't know enough, and they're actually, it's sparking, and they're actually, look, they're actually attentive to listening to what it is that you're talking about. Okay, or if they do magic or do something, you're attentive, you know, to figure out what they're talking about. However it is, it does look like you're both sitting over here wondering what it is. From whatever view site. And there's a lot of tension going towards that. There's a traveling attention towards this tradition. And maybe it's their tradition, friends. Maybe they have a really cool tradition that they do in their own home country that you've never really heard of, or you don't know, or you've heard of it and you don't have any idea what they're talking about. Maybe you're doing both, 2 in 1, right? And so you've got this attention, and you're like, tell me more. Because no matter what, you're teaching and learn. You know what I'm saying? You're teaching and they're learning from the situation. And maybe you guys are doing it together. Maybe you're teaching them and then they're teaching you. I don't know. However it is, definitely it's sparking attention. And that's a good thing, though, because that means that you are connecting. It's not one of those things that was like, ah. because there's nothing, worse than that, without giving it any kind of thought of what they're talking about, just going off of some basis of whatever it is, you know what I mean? Until you actually understand what they're talking about, then you can make the decision, whether or not that's crazy or, and even if it's crazy, maybe who cares, right? Okay. Queen of Pentacles. It just feels like there's a lot of resources. I don't know. It's almost like they're giving you books. They're giving you resources to look at, to show you what they do, and it's almost like you're doing it together. And now you're gonna keep, come make him watch a tarot reading or something, and you're sharing resources. There's a lot of shared resources and shared information together. And it does kind of cause confusion a little bit for either you or him, or maybe the both of you. Maybe neither of you know what the heck one another's talking about. I mean, there is different traditions and different religions out there. So, yeah, I see great communication, though. I'm traveling towards a great communication. I don't see any problems. I don't see anything. If anything, you're just moving straight into that area. You might even be taking a vacation. Maybe you're so into this tradition that they have that it makes you even spark to go to their own country to go, be at that certain, you know what I'm saying, that certain time limit. Like, hey, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. Maybe you're dating, an Irish person, and they're like, oh yeah, and then you're like, oh my God, you know what? I actually want to go to Ireland to go do this St. Patrick's Day thing. I like traditionally, you know what I mean? Of course, throw that away, you know what I mean? But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you're traveling towards learning about this so much that I actually see some of you actually going towards that area to actually participate within this tradition of whatever they're doing. It's so cool. That's really neat. I don't know. I find different traditions and stuff so awesome. Everybody has their own things, you know. And you got to figure, these traditions been going on for thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years or whatever, right? Of course, not that long. We haven't been here this long, but you see what I'm saying? Hundreds of years or so forth. And just to know that they continue to do these types of things, I would just hate for someone to say, well, that's wrong. Well, who's to say that's wrong? Your ancestors have been doing it forever. I don't know. I just felt like Billy Madison and just being like, you're wrong. You guys ever watched that movie? It's hilarious. But anyways, Adam Sandler's the best. But let's see. And the best message. Beautiful reading, friends. I love it. Maybe that's what it is too. Maybe you've never really been to a St. Patrick's Day celebration or something. I don't see a lot of cups or anything, so I didn't see a lot of drinking, but just because they ain't there don't mean it don't exist. Okay. Devote yourself to discovering the highest truths. Wow, that's so cool, because that's exactly what we're talking about. Discovering the highest truths. And the truth is, getting to know this person, understanding where they're coming from, and never downplaying anything that they're talking about, right? So it's like allowing them to be who they are and discovering what they're really about. I mean, you don't want to naysay someone, before you understand what something is going on. I mean, if you come to the conclusion that the tradition is like, whoa, that's way too much for me, I'm sorry, I'm out. But at least you learned it first before you, just said, oh no, I'm sorry, I couldn't possibly open my mind to that. Because you might be missing out on something, right? Okay, and that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.